So we grew up, I would say, with very modest means, and some important advice I never forgot from my mother was never be envious of the possessions of others because you never know what they went through to get them. And that's great sound advice, but when you're in the midst of your peers who appear to have it and you want it, it's very difficult to raise up to that sage, advice. The other thing I would say that's important is to plan and to save. The planning comes with a plan A and a plan B. If things don't happen the way you want to, the world doesn't end. Just be agile and figure out what's the next best alternative. But you have your plans in place before you embark on an activity or a project. And the other thing is save something for yourself. You never know when they say, it could be a rainy day. You could have a thunderstorm, you could have a hurricane, and if all your stuff is destroyed and you don't have anything on the side, it's a rough thing to start from scratch. So always, even if it's a minimal amount, put something away for yourself and don't touch it. As Hammer said? Can't touch this.
And if I were to piggyback off of what Celeste just said, the number one rule is to yourself be true. As she said, you can't be envious of other people, but you want to just follow your own sound advice. All right? And then look at the big pictures. I say stand out on the balcony and look at the lay of the land. Okay, what can I add to it? What can I subtract from it? But be true to yourself first. If you don't have the money for something, that's fine. All right? You're not going to be any less of a person for not having what somebody else has. And then once you save and get what you want for yourself, then there's pride because you work for it, you save for it. And when it comes, like she said, to saving, I don't care if your check is $537 a week. Save the $37. All right. And over time, that'll build up and then it'll come and you'll say, well, I'm not going to touch that because I'm doing real good with saving that money. But if you're in the church, you pay God first, pay yourself, and others after that. Learn to be kind to people. You never know when you're going to need a handout. Okay? And then the key to everything else, after you've done all of that, is to love. Why spend energy on hating?
Because it feels good sometimes, just saying.
But at the very end, you know what? How did that take anything from you? Or how did that person make you grow by hating? Nah. It's all about taking care of you, taking care of your family, and loving on your family. And after that, everything else falls in place.
Yeah. And what she said about, that theme of authentic self, listen to the lyrics of Michael Jackson's Man in the Mirror. And if that doesn't hit you, watch the performance of Chris Brown singing those lyrics and breaking down on stage. So a lot of times people want to blame something on this person, that person, a situation. But what do they all have in common? You, yourself, right? So take that hard look. Don't beat yourself up, but be realistic. Be realistic. And when people tell you things that you don't want to hear, you can smile at them and put your middle finger under the table.
Say thank you. And keep moving. And don't let nobody take advantage of you. Okay? You have friends and you have acquaintances. And then you have users. So discard the acquaintances and the users and stick to a true friend will tell you the truth. All right? They won't try to jab you. So that's the free advice today.
Okay.